Good morrow, scholars. Welcome back to Life and Death, Twilight Reimagined. I thought for sure I was going to mess up the title. We are on Chapter 23, The Choice. Not that one, but I'm pro. Page 349. I feel like that was inappropriate. Another scream on top of mine, a shriek like a chainsaw cutting through rebar. I don't know what rebar is, but I'll look it up. The hunter lunged, but her teeth snapped closed an inch from my face as something yanked her back, flung her out of my sight. The fire pooled in the crease of my elbow, and I screamed. I wasn't alone. There were others screaming. The metallic snarl was joined by a high keening that bounced off the walls and then cut off suddenly. A thrumming growl was grinding underneath the other sounds, more metal tearing, shredding. No, someone howled in agony to match mine. No, 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 no. The voice meant something to me, even through the burning that was so much more than that. Though the flames had reached my shoulder, this voice still claimed my attention. Even screaming, she sounded like an angel. Bo, please, Edith sobbed. Please, 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 Bo, please. I imagine in the same situation, I wouldn't say anything, like, I don't know, helpful either. I'd be worse about it. Well, there's this one time with the kid my mom hit with it. Never mind. I tried to answer, but my mouth was disconnected from the rest of me. My screams were gone, but only because there was no more air. Kari and Edith shrieked, "Help me, Bo, please, 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 Bo, please." I would shriek, but I don't want to. Hi, Bronte. Yes, if I haven't already mentioned, she's named after Charlotte Bronte. She was cradling my head in her lap, not a good thing to do. She could break his back. And her fingers were pressing hard against my scalp. I hope not too hard, you know how she is. Her face was unfocused, just like the hunter's. I was falling down a tunnel in my head. The fire was coming with me, though, just as sharp as before. Something cool blew into my mouth, filling my lungs. My lungs pushed back, another cool breath. Edith came into focus, her perfect face twisted and tortured. "Keep breathing, Bo. Breathe." She put her lips against mine and filled my lungs again. There was gold around the edges of my vision, another set of cold hands. Archie makes splints for his leg and arm, sorry. Edith straightened out his airways, which is the worst bleed. Okay. Here, Karine. I stared at her face while the pressure against my head eased. My screams were just a broken whimper now. The pain wasn't any less. It was worse. But the screaming didn't help me, and it did hurt Edith. As long as I kept my eyes on her face, I could remember something beyond the burning. Beyond the burning sounds like a good name for a song. My bag, please. Hold your breath. Archie, it will help. Thank you, Eleanor. Now, please leave. He's lost blood, but the wounds aren't too deep. I beg to differ. I think his ribs are the biggest problem now. Find me tape. Something for the pain, Edith hissed. There, I don't have hands, will you? This will make it better, Edith promised. Someone was straightening my leg. Edith was holding her breath, waiting, I think, for me to react. But it didn't hurt like my arm. Edith, shh, Bo. It's going to be okay. Oh my goodness. My dogs are really dumb today. I don't know why. Well, it's not their fault. My cat killed something and he left it in the backyard and they want it. I don't know why. Well, they're dogs. What can you do? Where was I? It's going to be okay. I swear it's going to be fine. It's not... Something was digging into my scalp and something else was yanking tight against my broken arm. This tweaked my ribs and I lost my breath. Hold on, Bo, Edith begged. Please, just hold on. I labored to pull in another breath, not ribs. I choked. Hand. Oh, right, I forgot. Sorry. Can you understand him? Karine's voice was right next to my head. Just rest, Bo. Breathe. No. Hand. I gasped out. Edith, right hand. I couldn't feel her cold hands on my skin. The fire was too hot, but I heard her gasp. No. Edith, Karine asked, startled. I'm so startled. I haven't had to use that in this book, I don't think. Wait, yes I have. Haven't I? She bit him. Edith's voice had no volume, like she'd run out of air too. Karine caught her breath in horror. What do I do, Karin? Edith demanded. No one answered her. The tugging continued on my scalp, but it didn't hurt. Yes, Edith said through her teeth. I can try Archie. Scalpel. There's a good chance you'll kill him yourself, Archie said. Give it to me. I can do this, she snapped. I didn't see what she did with the scalpel. I'm afraid to find out. I couldn't feel anything else in my body anymore, nothing but the fire in my arm, but I watched her raise her hand to her mouth like the hunter, my hand to her mouth like the hunter had. Fresh blood was welling from the wound. She put her lips over it. I screamed again. I couldn't help it. It was like she was pulling the fire back down my arm. Edith, Archie said. She didn't react. Her lips pressed into my hand. The fire warred up and down my arm, swaying back and forth. Moans escaped through my clenched teeth. Edith, look. What is it, Archie? Karin asked. Archie's hand shot out and slapped Edith's cheek. Stop it, Edith. Stop it now. My hand dropped away from her face. She looked at Archie with her eyes so wide they seemed like half her face. She gasped. Archie, Karin barked. It's too late, Archie said. We got here too late. You can see it, Karin said in a more subdued voice. There are only two futures left, Karin. He survives as one of us, or Edith kills him trying to stop it from happening. If it's still in his arm, I feel like they could cut it off. I mean, in the zombie apocalypse, and even in The Walking Dead, it only had like a 10% success rate. Bronte! No. No. I'm working. No, Edith moaned. Karin was quiet, tugging against my scalp. The tugging against my scalp slowed. Kick. I'm kidding. I'm petting her with my foot. Or was I? Edith dropped her face to mine. She kissed my eyelids, my cheeks, my lips. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It doesn't need to be this slow, Archie complained. Karin? I made an oath, Archie. I didn't, he snarled. He's got a point. Wait, Edith said, her head snapping up. He deserves a choice. Her lips were at my ear. I clamped my teeth against the moaning, straining to listen. Bo, I won't make this decision for you. I won't take this away from you, and I'll understand, I promise, Bo. If you don't want to live like this, I won't fight you. I'll respect what you want. I know it's a horrible choice. I would give you any option, or any other option if I could. I would die if I could give your life back to you. Her voice broke, but I can't make that trade. I can't do anything except stop the pain if that's what you want. You don't have to be this. You can let go. If that's what you need. It sounded like she was sobbing again. Tell me what you want, Bo. Anything. You, I spit through my teeth. Just you. Are you sure? She whispered. I groaned. The fire was reaching its fingers into my chest. Yes, I coughed out. Just let me stay with you. Out of my way, Edith, Archie growled. Her voice lashed back like a whip. I didn't make any oaths either. Her face was at my throat, and I couldn't feel anything besides the fire, but I could hear the quiet sound of her teeth cutting through my skin. Okay, that was actually the whole chapter. I'm kinda... I don't know. Let's see how long this next chapter is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we've got about 17 pages. So double that. Well, actually, it'd be more than that, wouldn't it? Quadruple that. Or even times 5. So I would be at here for about an hour. Okay, another short chapter. I'm sorry, you guys. You know what I'm going to do? I might just read this one, but as a separate chapter. So, thanks, you guys. Let me know, again, if you want me to read another book, or if I should do something else. And I'll get back to you. Hi, Iggy. What do you want? He's just sunbathing a little bit. Alright. Thanks again, you guys. Sorry about my dogs. They get like that sometimes. You know how it is if you have puppies. They're not puppies anymore. They're like 2 years old, and the Artemis over here is like, what? How old are you? 14? Somewhere around there. Anyway, I've had him since I was in high school. So, no, he's not quite 14. He would be closer to like 12. Alright, enough rambling. Bye, everybody. I forgot to say until next time.